Welcome everyone. Thank you for tapping into another one. We on part 26. If you're just tapping in, please hit the like button. Also share, and if you're not subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Boy, I tell you, man, it don't even cost you nothing. It's free of charge. Please go to subscribe. It'll also help. I'm on my way to do an AC job. Trying to get things done. And so I'm driving at the same time I'm dropping part 26. I know y'all like it, man. Yeah, so I'm on my way to work, man. I feel good about just doing things the right ways. It's a lot different from what I'm accustomed to. Obviously doing things the wrong way in my past, and but it feels great knowing that you don't gotta constantly look over your back for law enforcement and things like that. So I'm so grateful for that. I'm telling you, I'm eternally grateful for that kind of feeling. So just excuse me, y'all, if I'm constantly looking down. I'm looking at the GPS. I got about a 40-minute drive, so I can't get lost. We got a new installment we got to do today. So we on part 26, man. We left off on this guy, man, that just turned out, this guy named Ghost. That turned out to be no good. So, we're trying to get him to the yard so we can cook him. Y'all get the point. We trying to get with him. You know what I mean? So, but we got to trick him. We got to keep him relaxed. Because if he getting the indication that we trying to do something to him, he'll leave, and then mission failed. So he knows he's not good. But he don't know that we know. So we got to keep it kind of like on the hush hush between us. So we tell our Puerto Rican bro, that he got to handle it. He handled it the night before. The guy Ghost was on he was on the phone, and he told him, yo, hang the phone up. So Ghost was like, for what? He was like, man, hang the phone up. So, the guy Ghost wasn't trying to listen, so he hung the phone up for him. So he like, man, what you doing? He's like, man, you gotta go up. He's like, go up for what? He said, man, you hot. You gotta leave. You can't stay here. He's like, man, I ain't hot, man. So bro Austin knocked him out. Boop. He falls out, gets back up. He's like, man, I ain't leaving, man. I ain't telling nobody. Bro knocks him out again. Now the police, the CO is outside from the housing unit. The move is going on, so they outside, just watching everybody come back from the yard, education, wherever they're coming back from, and maybe even searching them, making sure they don't have nothing illegal on them. So the police don't even know what's going on, that this guy's in there getting knocked out. So he knocks him out again, boom. So he's like, all right, I'm gonna leave. So he leaves. So Austin, he walks across, because my unit is here, his unit is right across. He walks across and calls me. They're like, yo, somebody wants you to do it. I come out the door. He's like, yo, it's taken care of, man. And y'all stay away from me, man. After this. So I'm laughing. I'm like, all right, bro. I'm like, all right, say no more, man. He mad. He in his feelings because I guess in his mind, he felt like, man, this is my chance to have me a Puerto Rican guy around me, and then he turned out to be bad. And I know I jumped out the window and I said I was gonna take care of it. He wasn't right, and now y'all holding me to it. So, he in his feelings, you know what I mean? But hey, man, it is what it is, man. This is how it goes, man. So, he left. So now, some days go by, about a week go by, and me and Smurf, the other bro from New York, we walking back from Chow, from lunch. We walked up to the medical department. We just walked to kill some time. Then we walked back down to our unit, and I'm on the bottom. He's upstairs from me. His unit is upstairs from me. So we walking, and then he turns around and he looks. He's like, "Hey, man." Say, "Yo, this. I know that ain't who I think I see coming out of R&D." Now R&D is receiving and discharge. That's the short for it. So I'm like, "What you talking about?" He said, "Right there. That look like that dude Ghost." So I'm looking, I'm looking kind of far away. I'm looking. And I'm like, yeah, that is him. I was like, all right, look, we gotta fix him for real now. And what I mean by that, is it ain't no more hands. We gotta go to the knife game. I'm not trying to frighten nobody, but it is what it is. I'm telling you the story. If you want to hear it, you got to hear everything. You can't hear what you feel like hearing. This is what it is. So, we get everything together. I send a message to the other units because we had another bro had pulled up from Brooklyn. I put him on. Look, we're gonna meet up after 4 o'clock count. We're gonna meet up at the yard. The first wreck move they call. We're gonna meet up there and we gonna. I let him know, like, yo, we got a mold, you know what I'm saying, in the whip. We got to get rid of him. So 4 o'clock. So he comes out, right? He went back to the same unit, Austin, he ain't gonna do nothing to him. But we don't expect it. It's all good. He ain't got to do nothing. So now 4 o'clock count come. I send a message to every block that we got New York dudes on, like, yo, pull up to the yard. We gotta take care of some business. We got some work we gotta take care of, you know what I mean? So they know what that means. So they come out, they come out armed and everything. So the dude Ghost comes out the unit too. But he's walking fast. He's he walking real fast, man. Like he trying to speed up to something. I don't know who he trying to get with. So we get to the yard and he's over there with the Mexican guys. Now, mind you, in California, man, whether you Mexican, Puerto Rican, Dominican, the Mexican guys are always gonna try to get you to get into their car for the numbers. You know what I mean? It's a Hispanic thing. It ain't really got nothing to do with, per se Mexican culture. It does in a sense, but it's more about, they want all the Spanish people in their car. Obviously dudes from New York, they grew up around us, so they not with they not with all that. They gonna ride with us. So he's over there with the Mexicans. So the two Mexicans that's they reps, they representatives, they spokespersons, leaders, whatever you want to call them. They come up to me and the other guys, they're like, hey, can we talk to y'all for a minute? So I'm like, yeah, what's going on? So he like, hey man, this guy's saying that, there's an issue with you guys, with him, with his paperwork, whatever. Can you guys give him till next week to get his paperwork, because he's kind of going to be running with us now. I said, look, man. Check this out. First and foremost, this ain't even got nothing to do with y'all. Y'all out of bounds with this right here. Here's why. So he's like, what you mean? I said, when he got here to this yard, he was on New York time. So he can't jump to another car just because he got an issue with his paperwork. We not going for that. This don't got nothing to do with y'all. Y'all got to stay out of this. He was like, oh, he said he was on New York. He said, yes. He said, so he's like, man, well, I don't know why we here, why we involved in this. We gonna get out of the way. So I was like, all right, so look, tell your people to get away from him. Because, he was kind of like trying to hide up under them because he knew what was going to happen. So he was trying to hide up under them for protection. So he was like, all right, look, I'm going to get my people away. Let's not just make this mess. I said, look, this ain't got nothing to do with you. Just tell your people to get out of the way because if they in the way when we taking care of business, they going to get business taken care of on them too. So tell them to get out of the way, you know what I'm saying? And let us do what we out here to do. So he told them in Spanish, whatever, get out the way. And so, I went up to the dude Ghost and I'm like, yo, I'm walking towards him, I'm like, Ghost, let me holler at you. So he like, he backing up, like, backpedaling and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, come here, let me talk to you, bro. I'm trying to talk to you. He like, I'm gonna stop right there. I know y'all want to know the rest of the story, and y'all gonna get it. Just relax. Y'all gonna get it. We're gonna say that for part 27. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm on my way to work. Gotta focus on that a little bit. But thank you for tapping the family. Please hit the like button, the share button, and also if you're not subscribed to the channel, please go to subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna leave you as I always do. Remember, your potential for greatness is unlimited.